Hey everybody, welcome back to JG3 Reviews. My name is James, and here I like to explore the world of fountain pens, ink, paper, all that good stuff. And once a month, I like to stop and share what's in the pen roll. This pen roll holds 6 pens, so there are going to be a couple of bonus pens because there's always something here on the desk with ink in it as well. But at least I want to share with you this half dozen pens, what inks I have in them, hint, 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 and why I picked them. So let's get started. All right, first let's talk about what this bag is. It is a Rickshaw Bagworks pen roll. You can choose the color of the outside, the trim, and the protective fuzzy inside. Really, really cool. You can make it your own. I went for what is probably the Rickshaw version of an unmarked car. There's not a lot that's going to tell you what's going on until you raise that flap. So what is behind the flap? Well, let's see. First up is a Diplomat Arrow. This is one of my favorite pens, and if you've never seen the Applebaum 3 Favorite Pen series, then you might not know that, but this has great reason to be a sentimental favorite in my collection. And I haven't inked this pen up in a while, even though I've really wanted to. It has a number 6 steel nib, which you will notice is not the original. Cleaning this pen one time, I accidentally dropped the nib unit, and of course it landed nib first. And I think the nib might be salvageable if I send it off to a nibmeister, but what I did in the short term was replace it with a Nimacine nib that I got from Birmingham Pen Company. That nib is a medium, and the ink today is Monteverde 2018, and this is Super Show Blue. This way I get to combine what is one of my favorite blue inks. Just lots of vibrance, some shading and color variation. Really a cool ink and in a really great pen. This is a machined aluminum pen. You ought to check out the review on this one. It's since come out in other colors and finishes and even different machining on the barrel, and it's just a fantastic pen that I really enjoy having. Next up is another all-metal pen, but one that's much more to the affordable end of things. It looks a lot like the well-known Muji pen, but this is a Hongdian. In particular, it is the H3, and like the Muji, it is a light aluminum pen, this one with a black matte finish, a bamboo-like pen clip. Unlike the Muji, the cap screws off and on, and then just pops into the end of the barrel. And this has been a great pen. It's very, very light in the hand. I found it to be very durable, a great EDC pen, very reliable. I don't ever have dry out issues with it. It just writes great. This particular one has a fine nib. It's a number 5, and as you can see, it has an all black finish on the nib as well. And the ink that I like to keep in this pen is a Roshizuku, and this is Yamaguri, a charcoal brown. This pen is just a lot of fun. You can get it, now that Mujis are harder and harder to find, you can get this with a similar silver matte finish as well as a green finish. That's just a fun, affordable fountain pen. Again, very reliable, very light. If you like a light pen, this one's good. And I like, let me take that cap back off, I like the way that they've done that grip section, if you can see that there, so that it's non-slip. It doesn't have the cool knurling of the Muji, but functionally, it works just as well. Now next is a favorite of mine that for some reason just is not getting traction in the marketplace. I read every now and then where people say, oh yeah, it's just not that good a pen. And I don't know what they're talking about. The material of this pen is fantastic. This is the Delta Spakanopoly. And look at that beautiful resin. Just really, really good looking and very well turned. You get different colors here at different trim points, sort of a sandy gold resin in there, and that looks great. Everything about the pen for me has functioned perfectly. It's a cartridge converter pen with a number 6 steel nib. Ergonomically, it feels really good in hand, and it's a great pen to look at. So it writes well, good in hand, not crazy expensive at all for a turned resin Italian pen. I'm not really sure what is not to like, but you know, people are always going to find something, aren't they? This is a medium number 6 steel nib. Mine Writes very nice and smooth with really great flow. And the ink, I think this is the only ink I've had in this pen in the past as well, is Monteverde's Blue Sky. This, if I remember correctly, was a Goulet exclusive, and I think this came in the same order as the pens, so I just wanted to try them both out initially. So I paired them up, and then I found it was a combination that I really like. Really nice vibrant blue, and you're going to see a lot of blue today, so you know it's my favorite color. Anyway, great pen. Again, not one you hear or see much about, and all I can say is mine has been fantastic. Just a really great looking, great writing, reliable fountain pen. Let's go with something now that has been around for a while. This is a vintage pen, and this is a Parker 45. I got this on eBay months and months ago as part of a fountain pen and mechanical pencil set. Unfortunately, it took me twice to get this. The first time that I ordered a really nice set like this that was perfect, I don't think it had ever even been used, eBay somehow resurrected an old address of mine, sent it to the wrong state, even though that address had been deleted from my account long, long ago. And whoever got it, well, they kept it. If you're watching my channel, I know where you live. That used to be my house. Anyway, I found another. That's a Parker 45. This is a fine nib. Sorry, I can't write today. I don't know what the deal is. My allergies have me buzzing, and that always makes my handwriting a little bit shaky. And ink in this one is Waterman Serenity Blue. It's just a great writing steel nib. It's, again, a fine nib. And this pen, I don't know that it was ever used all that much. It doesn't have a lot of signs of wear on the barrel or the cap. Writes like it's new. I don't have the original converter or anything. And so what I have in it right now is, I believe, a spare Pen BBS converter, I think, that works just fine. It's the same bore diameter as Parker's, and it's working great. But I haven't actually written with that pen a whole lot, so I'm still kind of in the testing stage and looking forward to seeing how that works out. Next, I have a pen that I've had for a while. I haven't done a review, and I don't even know why, but I have several pens that I have had for a long time and have never bothered to do a review of, and oddly enough, some of them are among my favorite pens. This would fall into that category. Haven't inked it up in quite a while. Whoops, that was me. I lifted. I told you I'm not writing well. This is a Pilot 95 Elite with a medium gold nib. And it just, you know, a lot of people consider this one of the best gold nibs to start with, and you could start and finish. There's no reason to buy others unless you're just an addict like a lot of us. It really is fantastic. It writes well. I love how well balanced it is in hand. For a pocket pen that's short when capped, they got the dimensions right so that when you have it posted, you would never know. Very, very good pen in terms of ergonomics, and the quality, of course, is great because, you know, Pilot, they're pretty good at that, aren't they? A lot of you already have figured out what this ink is, I am sure. And that is Iroshizuku Konpeki. Haven't actually used that in this pen before. I think I've mainly stuck with Pilot Blue Black, but this time I threw in the converter that everybody loves to hate, the Con 40, and syringe injected it so it would get a better fill, threw in the Konpeki, and I think that is a terrific duo. Again, very blue heavy today, so my apology for those who were looking for more variety, but you'll catch a little bit here in a second. But as far as pens go, that one is as top-notch as people tell you it is. Now next is another favorite of mine, and yet, while it is one I have reviewed, it is another one that I haven't inked up in quite a while because I've just been writing with too many other pens for reviews here on the channel and testing different things. But you'll notice so far there's really not anything new in my pen case right now, and that's just because I wanted to get out some favorites and also try out that Parker 45. So this is the Leonardo Momento Zero Grande 2.0. It's a piston-filled pen with a number 6 steel nib in my case. Really nicely decorated, great resin. If you like a large pen, this is a larger pen. And just a terrific writer. I have on this one a 1.1 millimeter stub nib. And the ink today comes from Diamine. And this is Havasu Turquoise. And that's a really great turquoise ink. I really like it. On some papers, it has a really good shading quality to it, and I thought that'd be nice to have in a stub nib. So that's everything in the pen case, but it's not everything that I have inked up. There are a couple others right here at the desk that I just have been using at home and testing and different things. So why don't I share those with you as well? One is actually just a favorite old pen that, again, had been neglected, and I thought, I need to get that one back out again. And that's the Twisby Stripe. I love the medium nib on this pen. It has really great flow. It's smooth, but with just a little bit of feedback in the good sense. A little bit of a not too dull, not too sharp, pencil-like feedback. And the ink is why I got this pen back out to fill it back up. I wanted to see how the FPR Neptune Blue would perform in this nib, and it's been fantastic. This is a really nice blue ink. I can't wait to share that with you in an ink test soon, and pairing it with this Twisby really was a great choice because this nib and that ink, terrific. And another pen that I've been testing is the 9019. Now, I've reviewed this pen already, and you can check that out if you want to. But just for myself, for my personal collection, I wanted the olive green. It came with medium number 8 nib in that heartbeat variety. And it writes very smoothly, writes very well. I find this, even though it's a bit oversized for a lot of people, I just find this to be a comfortable pen to write with. The balance is really nice. That nib writes very well, and I like this pairing with this ink. This is Monteverde again, and this one is Jade Noir. This is the ink I initially had, actually, in that Leonardo Momento Zero Grande. I think that's the ink I used in that pen's review. I really like the ink, and it looks great paired with the Jinhao in olive green. Now, if you think that pen is too big, then maybe the Wing Sung 930 is not for you, but that's the other pen that I've been writing with. I'm still putting it through the paces. I haven't tested it yet. I didn't want to rush this one. It is a gigantic pen. I mean, there's just no other way to put it. The cap is bigger than some of my pocket pens by like 2 times. It's insane. But what I find interesting so far is that when you go to write with the pen, the ridiculousness of its size kind of disappears. It's not crazy heavy or anything like that. You could serve a buffet here on this number 9 nib. I mean, it's kind of crazy, but it works. This one too is a medium. I guess you can tell that medium is my preference. And the ink in this one today is Pelican Turquoise. That's a really great ink because that's very budget friendly. It's easy to find, good shading, vibrant, pretty cool. All right, so the next one may be a little bit of a surprise. This is a ballpoint pen. More specifically, it is the Lamy Xevo, Xevo. I've been trying out Lamy's other offerings just out of curiosity, and I'll share these things later because I realize, they do make ballpoints, they do make some roller balls and some mechanical pencils and things like that, but I realized I've never tried any of them. And I thought I would do that, in part because it will be interesting to see what changes come now that Lamy is owned by a Japanese stationery company that does specialize in a lot of really great ballpoints and roller balls and mechanical pencils. I'm curious about the crossover that may or may not come, but I wanted to try their existing products so I kind of know the difference when the changes come, if they come. So I've been trying this out. And you know what? I like this pen. This one is fairly new to the market. It's been out a year or so. Could be longer. Time flies faster than I think. And here's what I like about it so far without giving you a full review. This matte texture, really, really nice in hand. It does have a 3-point grip, so it's pretty comfortable. And I don't know, it has a neat minimalist style. It's just pretty cool. Now, not everybody likes the ballpoint refill from Lamy. It is the normal M16 refill. It is a medium. I'm going to put M16 so you know that that's the refill that it came with. That's what it uses. And of course, this is a black ballpoint. And actually, this is one of the reasons that I'm not crazy about ballpoints in general. Not anything about this one in particular. And that is, you know, when you pick up a black ballpoint, it's never ever really black, is it? It's always just kind of a barely past medium gray with nowhere near the saturation of what you see of any of these fountain pen inks. That's part of what draws a lot of people to use fountain pens, is just that increase in vibrance and saturation and variation that is really, really cool. But sometimes you do need a ballpoint. That is a thing, and I found myself in situations, I've mentioned it before in previous videos, where, you know, even I have to use a ballpoint. I thought, well, if I'm going to use a ballpoint, get something interesting. And I really kind of like, even though it's minimalist, you might think, well, that's not interesting. And I think it is, and it's actually been kind of a handy little pen to keep around, and I do actually like it so far. So what about you? What's in your pen case right now? What are you using for ink? And do you have more or less variety? Because I admit, this is not a lot of variety. This is more just various shades of mostly the same colors, but that's fine with me, because I like every single one of these for some reason. But what's in your pen roll and what's in your pen? I am curious. Share that in the comments below. As always, I hope you have a great week. God bless you.